Hey everybody, Strider's back with another pregame stats breakdown. So first of all, on the red team we have Cassiopeia, Sona, Skarner, Corki, and Jayce versus the blue team who has Cho'Gath, Annie, Ezreal, Morgana, and Vladimir. This will be a very interesting game. I have not seen a support Annie in a really long time. But starting off on the red team, on top lane we have Jayce. And he's going to be going head-to-head against the Vladimir. Now both of these players main top lane, so neither of them are really going to have a huge advantage. But then again, Jayce has only been played by this person 14 times at a 57% win ratio, and Vladimir has only been played by this person 15 times with a 53% win ratio. That's not a very big difference, so I have no idea who to give this to, but I think Jayce is just overall a stronger champion, so I'm going to go ahead and give it to the red team. But then if we transition over to the middle lane, we have Cassiopeia versus Morgana. Cassiopeia mains caster, and so does Morgana, so no real advantage there. Cassiopeia has been played by this person almost 30 times with a 68% win ratio, which is a lot. That's really, really good. Morgana's been played by this person about 55 times with a 61% win ratio, which is also really, really good. I think overall Cassiopeia will be able to trade out Morgana's spell shield. She's not really going to have a way to really sustain through all the damage. So I'm going to go ahead and give that to Cassiopeia. I think she will definitely win that lane. And then if we go check out the junglers, we're going to have Skarner versus Cho'Gath. Now Skarner mains top while Cho'Gath mains jungle. So this will give Cho'Gath a little bit of an advantage, definitely with ganking and finding gank opportunities. Won't be wasting his time as much. Skarner's been played by this person, a little over 30 times with a 54% win ratio. And Cho'Gath has been played by this person 16 times with a 62.5% win ratio. I'm going to go ahead and give this advantage to the blue team. I think Cho'Gath will do a little bit better than Skarner. That, and he can also gank at like level 2 and 3, whereas to Skarner, if he doesn't have red buff, his ganks are a little underwhelming unless he's level 6. And then if we take a look at bottom lane's going to be Ezreal and Annie versus Corki and Sona. It's a very interesting bot lane combo coming out from the blue team. Ezreal mains AD carry, and so does Corki. Corki's been played by this person 95 times with a 68% win ratio, which is a lot. But then again, Ezreal's been played by this person 278 times with a 54% win ratio. And that's also pretty good. It's not quite as good. I think most players at this ELO should have about a 55% chance of winning or higher with that particular champion to really have an advantage. So I think Corki will definitely beat out the Ezreal in the long run, especially with an Annie support. I think she's a little bit too squishy to be a support without the heals. She does have that shield, but I don't know if she's actually going to be leveling it or not. Sona does main support as well as Annie. But Annie's been played by this person 130 times, a little bit higher, with a 57% win ratio, when Sona's been played by this person only 8 times with a 37% win ratio. So I think Annie definitely has the experience on Sona, but I don't know if all of those have been support Annie or not. I'm interested to know that actually, because I would like to see a little bit more support Annie gameplay if possible. But overall, I definitely think if you add up all the wins and losses of everybody on the team, the red team has a 63% chance of winning, whereas to the blue team only has a 56% chance of winning. And that, in conjunction with my previous predictions, I believe that the red team will be taking this victory. So let's go ahead and get in the game and see what happens. Hey, what's up guys? Strider's back with another daily high ELO casting. I think I have finally recovered from completely obscene casting. I think we drank a little bit too much. Typically we only do 3 games, but this time we did 4, and I felt like I was losing most of the time. Anyway, yeah, if you guys haven't seen those, you should definitely check them out, because it's a fantastic show, especially if you're over 21. You can always join in on the stream and drink with us and chat with us, and it's just a really good time, so make sure to check that out sometime. But now, this should be an interesting match. It seems like it's going to be 4 skins versus 2. So the blue team has a tad bit of an advantage just because of that. Of course, because you have to have an advantage that way. Although taking a look at the actual team comp, I still really like Cassiopeia. I think she's an incredibly strong AP mid. She just has... She's been played so much. Like, she's almost... I don't really want to say she's overplayed or she was overplayed, but that's almost what it seems like, because a lot of people just seemed how to play against her, and that's what really kind of sucks about it. And her without Yorick nowadays is a little dangerous. She's just one of those AP mids that doesn't have a getaway, so she's not going to be able to really do anything. Yeah, she's not really going to be able to do anything if somebody comes in for a gank, so I'm always a tad bit worried about that. But then again, not a lot of AP mids have that getaway that are really, really popular. I mean, we will have Morgana, which she is a spell shield, which is basically a get out of jail free card a lot of the times, because when a jungler comes in or somebody's coming in for a stun, oh my gosh, Morgana showed her presence to the Annie. Annie has a stun. If they see it, oh, that flash stun could be incredibly terrifying. Cho'Gath went for it, but it definitely was not going to hit. It was a great try. That Rupture is on a pretty low cooldown, so he's going to be able to possibly throw it out in this bush. It doesn't give vision, though, so if it hits, they don't know how many people it hit. They don't know how many people are in the bush, and that's the dangerous part about it. They just don't have that vision. And, ooh, Jayce almost hits with that Shock Blast, kind of giving away the position, but that doesn't give vision either. So blue team is really hard set on taking this blue, and it looks like Skarner is already in their jungle taking their wolves. Great recovery by the red team and Skarner. They're like, okay, well, you guys want to invade. They have a phenomenal level 1 team fight. Look at blue. I mean, they have so much CC. Ezreal will have some nice little long range poke. Annie will have her stun. Morgana has her snare. Cho'Gath has his Rupture. It would be, I would say, guaranteed first blood if they started a fight there, just because the red team wouldn't really have much of anything. Red team started out with a ward here, and so they were able to see when blue team came back, and that really signified that they did take the blue. So great job by Skarner being able to just take the wolves, left one up it looks like, and just went directly to it. Now he's going right towards his wolves. He is super fast, 405 movement speed, wow. With only boots 1, of course, and that's a little ridiculous. But Cho'Gath being fast is a very, very scary Cho'Gath. He checked his blue just to make sure that there was no minions there, obviously, because he does want that to reset. Red team does have a ward here at Wraiths. He knows that the Cho'Gath didn't go Wraiths, so that's going to give him a free opening for this red buff. But he is going to see him doing it now. Is he going to be able to kill it before Cho'Gath notices? We will find out. It's not quite low. It's not quite low enough for him to smite. He is going to kind of drag it into this bush, and that's going to help quite a bit. Cho'Gath's going to notice it. Is he going to throw down a Rupture? Oh my gosh, he gets the smite off onto it. Cassiopeia comes down for the reinforcements. Great job by them. Wonderful play by the red team. Cassiopeia is really on the ball, and that's one of the things I really like about her. Once she hits level 2, she's so frightening. She just has so much ability to just do tons of damage. Just like a ridiculous amount of damage. Just, you know, throw and spam the poisons and spam the Twin Fang. Even with the spell shield, it's not going to be enough at all to really survive it. And that's what I really like about Cassiopeia. Her early game is really going to be able to cover Skarner when he tries to counter jungle. But enough about that. Vlad is doing a relatively good job, but then again, you know, Jayce is Jayce. He is the Jayciest. Oh, Sona is forced to flash over that Rupture. Now it looks like Cho'Gath is going to force a flash out from Corki as well. So wonderful job. Ezreal still taking quite a bit of damage. He gets smashed out by that Phosphorus Bomb from Corki, and that's really going to assist in the presence that they've already placed into this lane. Cho'Gath is still in here. There is no red ward. And oh my gosh, another Rupture comes out with the Annie stun, and that is going to be a nice kill. First blood going on to Ezreal. Wonderful job. And now Cassiopeia is getting some great damage onto this mid lane. Jayce is doing a lot of damage himself. And Jayce, man, he is so strong. People are starting to really figure out how powerful he is and how many lanes that he just wins, which is pretty much all of them. It's hard to... I don't even think I can really... off the top of my head, I don't know any counters to Jayce, because if you have a really aggressive against Jayce, then you know he could just throw out his acceleration gate and run away, or he can smash you in the face so it doesn't actually do anything, and that's one of the really good signs. So that thundering blow really helps the aggressiveness of any other champions. The acceleration gate can also aid in that as well, but again, the acceleration gate is really good for people that are playing passive, so you can just sit there and farm. And to this guy coming out and forcing the pull from Vlad and the thundering blow, but the summoner heal is going to come out. He is ignited. He's not going to die from that, though. Wonderful play by Jayce, really just forcing out the flash, forcing out that summoner heal, and that is really going to help. Or sorry, not forcing out the flash, forcing out the summoner heal and the pool. It's really going to force Vlad to go back, but now Cho'Gath is up top. Is he going to actually do anything? We don't know. Now the thundering blow is really going to kind of back him off, and it's on a pretty low cooldown, which is even worse. Yeah, and like I said, that acceleration go with that shock blast combo, the EQ combo, is I guess what we call it now. The EQ combo from Jayce is just absolutely ridiculous. He's able to farm those minions so well so early on in the game, and Cho'Gath does not end up getting or forcing him to reset his recall animation. Not really necessary. He was able to do it once, so it's going to aid Vlad in being able to farm up just a little bit. It looks like Vlad is going to push extremely hard, though. I'm not sure if this is the best. I don't think he can push hard enough. I think Jayce will get back before Vlad can actually get the creeps to the tower. And that basically what that's going to do is that's going to allow Jayce to freeze the minions at his tower, which is going to put Vlad at an even more of a disadvantage and also give an open gank to Skarner, who is now level 6. And you really have to pay attention to that because Cho'Gath is only level 4, but then again, he's been kind of wandering around trying to get those ganks, doing as much as he can. But unlike Skarner really just kind of farms a ton. Oh, another two. This guy's coming down. Vlad taking a lot of damage. The thundering blow coming out, so we can't really do anything additional to that. But a pretty even trade there. Jayce does have some extra life steal though, and that's really going to help him. And again, that shock blast doing so much damage already just at level 6. And oh my gosh, he has that static shield on. He's going to throw out that thundering blow. It's not going to do that much, but it's really going to put Vlad on the back foot, and he's going to really have to heal up. He does have a Doran shield, and that's going to help the resistance. It's going to give him a little bit of armor, a little bit of health, and also some passive health regen, and that's definitely what he needs. He's probably going to have to get another one fire ticket. While Skarner coming in, gets the Ezreal. Ezreal is able to flash out of it now, and he's really close. Is she going to go down? Looks like one auto attack is not going to quite do it. She's under 10 health. And yes, the Corki will finally go down from the Ignite on Ezreal. Absolutely great play. But now, oh my gosh, Ezreal, I don't know what he was doing there. I think he was a little bit too overconfident. Oh, I thought Morgana was going to go in for an ultimate, but I don't think that would have even came close to killing him. Morgana doesn't do a ton of damage. She can't just like 0 to or 100 to death somebody. It's very difficult, and it just doesn't work out that way this early on in the game. Again, squishy targets, yeah, sometimes, but you have to throw in a lot of auto attacks to really make it useful. Oh, great Dark Binding from Morgana. Now Cho'Gath coming up. Is he going to go in for the kill? Yes. Oh, and then the Rupture does get flashed over, and Vlad is able to survive just barely. And oh my gosh, the bonus movement speed from Jayce is really going to help. Cho'Gath doesn't really have anything else that he can follow up with. He's not quite level 6. He's not going to be able to Omnom him. And now the ward has spotted out the Cho'Gath, so he is not going to be in a good position to gank very easily anymore. So far during mid, okay, so Vlad did finally pick up 2 Amplifying Tomes. He's going to go for that early Gunblade just for the extra spell vamp, and that's going to be extremely helpful. He does definitely need it. As you can tell, there are a lot of harass coming out from Jayce, but Jayce uses mana, and his mana has been really low and almost completely gone, and not quite killing Vlad. So Vlad can have more sustain plus more damage. That's really going to give him that little bit of an advantage. So once he gets that, it's really going to help, but as of now, it's just doing a little bit of extra damage. Cassiopeia went for really early Cage's lucky pick, which I don't 100% agree with all the time. It's a very interesting build. You will get that early gold, and that's of course useful. Wow, and a huge engage going down. Skarner gets the ultimate onto Ezreal, but Ezreal does not have his flash up this time, so he is going to go down. Great play by the red team, and now, yes, Jayce again is going and doing as much damage as he can, missing the acceleration gate with the shock blast. Now Vlad's doing a ton of damage as he can, while the meantime red team goes ahead and initiates onto this dragon. And Cassiopeia with those poisons just do so much damage to the dragon. It's really easy for them to take it, and then red team is definitely going to take that first dragon. But Morgana comes out. She does have her ultimate. She is going to land it, and yes, she's going to pick that up really easily. Vlad picks up the assist just by pooling. So he baits out. For the most part, Jayce knew he was going to die at that point. He didn't have a way to get away. He couldn't Thundering blow away on Morgana because she has Spell Shield. He didn't have his flash up. There was just nothing he could do, and so he went for the kill on Vlad, and Vlad knew that it was coming, so he just flat out pooled. Just to give it a little bit extra damage, not much, but also put it on the slow. And now, wow, a great pink ward coming out from Annie to be able to take that out, and they really needed that pink ward there because that's the second time that Skarner's come in from this tri-bush to gank in that Ezreal, and that's a very, very well-placed ward. But Annie's support is still very interesting. It's not common whatsoever. She does have Tibbers now, and that could be really bad news for the red team. That's going to be quite a nice AoE stun, plus a little bit of extra damage. Not a whole lot. She only has 23 AP, but she did build that amplifying tome, so she doesn't have as many support items as most support champions would be getting. Like if Sona, for instance, she's getting a ton of wards. She has that heart of gold, and she's working towards her Philosopher's Stone. So now Annie is going to come up. She's going to ward dragon. Knows that it's gone, though. And in the meantime, Cassiopeia does end up warding that bush. Oh, and the Dark Binding just barely clipping a minion over. That's very disheartening. But wow, so Cassiopeia bought 2 Doran's rings on top of that Cages Like You Pick to really just give her more mana regen. And the Tibbers coming up with the Rupture from Cho'Gath. And yes, wow, that was a great kill combo coming out from the blue team. Another kill on bottom lane. It's really going to help them. The only thing is that they're not really killing the 80 carry. Corki still has 85 creep kills as opposed to Ezreal's 47. So Ezreal's still quite a bit behind. He's going to have a lot of troubles with that. So I'm interested to see how he's going to plan on turning that around. So Cassiopeia is also doing a wonderful job. She has 97 CS. Oh, and the ultimate now going off on Annie. Annie's definitely going down. There's nothing she can do about that. She was able to stun out the Corki. He still picked up the kill. I think her goal was to give the kill to Skarner and not to Corki, but unfortunately it did not work out as she planned. But Vlad is finally coming back in lane. He's only 14 CS behind now. He was a little bit more earlier, but he's definitely getting up there now. But then again, you know, Morgana is also like 15 CS behind, and Ezreal is almost 40 CS behind. Oh yeah, sorry, almost 50 CS behind. Very, very bad as far as the farm goes on the blue team. Red team definitely has a huge advantage. Just this, are they going to be able to keep it up for the late game? The support Annie is going to be very interesting to see late game. She is going to be able to get a really nice AoE stun. It's almost like having a crescendo, but I think it's a little bit longer and it does a little bit more damage. So we'll see how it turns out. The Cages Like Pick finally going off onto Annie. She is going to be able to do a little bit more warding with that amount. And now, yes, a pink ward going down. She has to get it before the time runs out on hers. And yes, they are able to pick up that ward and again help prevent. Oh, the ignite going down. Is it going to kill? Wow, great! Shock Blast through the acceleration gate coming out from Jayce, being able to pick up that kill on Vlad with absolutely no issues. Still at basically full health. And now I'm really starting to get worried about this blue team. They're 4,000 gold behind already. Down in far. Oh, a great crescendo coming out, hitting 2 members. Ezreal throws out his ult, and the great stun now going down, but he flashes over the Rupture, and Cho'Gath is gonna go down. Yes, he will evade. They try to delay it, and a great ultimate coming out from Cassiopeia. Are they gonna be able to catch up to the Ezreal now? Cassiopeia does have that speed buff, and now yes, another ultimate coming out. And I don't think this is a good idea for Morgana to really push up here. It's going to be 4 versus 1. She's going to have to either ult or kill herself when she ults, because I don't think she'll be able to do anything. And that is going to be a tower for the red team. The red team's going to pull a little bit further ahead. So they really capitalized on the blue team taking out their own tower. And that's exactly what they needed to do. So Cassiopeia is really just kind of throwing out her spells, trying to keep that passive up as much as possible. They are going to end up counter jungling this red buff. Corki ends up taking it, which is really good for him. A great ultimate coming out from Morgana, getting 3 people, locking in 2 people, but it doesn't do enough, and now Annie's here. I think she might go down. Cassiopeia is going to be able to pick up a triple kill. That is going to be absolutely huge for the red team. Cassiopeia is leaps and bounds ahead of this Morgana right now. Up by about 20 CS, and now, oh my gosh, is Jayce going to be able to get out of here? I don't know if he's going to be able to. The Shock Blast does not quite make it, and oh my gosh, Vlad is running away. He doesn't even want to try to fight it. I think he could have possibly got it in the time. Oh, that would have been a great Shock Blast, but it was quite a bit delayed, a little bit on the wrong side. Overall, wonderful play by both members, getting out safely. Vlad really doesn't want to risk it. He doesn't want to help Jayce snowball into this game even further than he already has started to. So that's going to be a really good job from the Vlad. He is going to go back. Jayce still has those health potions. He's just going to continue to push as much as possible. He almost has a Trinity Force too, and that could be incredibly dangerous. Uh-oh, Skarner's coming in. And yes, the spell shield coming out from Morgana will definitely thwart him off. But it did use quite a bit of mana. Spell shield is one of the highest mana consuming, or sorry, black shield. Oh, sorry, actually Tormented Soilless. I thought black shield costed a lot more than that. But I know that once you start spamming that black shield, because you have to, it gets to be really bad for your mana pool. So staying out of harm's way is, of course, the key ingredient. But that's going to be another dragon going out for the red team. Red team is doing an absolutely wonderful job just controlling the buffs, controlling the neutral monsters entirely for the most part. I don't know when they're going to start going for this Baron. It could be relatively soon. They have a lot of Baron presence. And wow, Jayce doing an absolute truckload of damage to, oh man, a great Thundering Blow, and then the transfer is going to pick it up with the Ignite. Wonderful job by the Jayce being able to pick up that kill once again on the Vlad, and now he's just going to push extremely hard and probably take out this tower if I were to take a guess. But now there's 4 members of the blue team in mid, and they look like they're really looking forward to pushing, while Jayce is kind of alone by himself up top. But it's still going to be a 4 versus 4, then again Corki's at bottom. And that's going to be another tower going down for the red team. They're just going to pull ahead and ahead. If they keep this up, it's going to be very difficult for the blue team to really have Baron presence. They're going to need to start warding it, because I really see the red team coming out with a pretty early Baron. They may not want to risk it, but their team fight potential is so absolutely high. With the Crescendo and Cassiopeia's Petrifying Gaze, it's going to provide so much utility in a team fight, and they're just not going to be able to move for a really long time. And then you have just Corki doing ridiculous amounts of AoE damage to everybody with his Gatling gun, his Phosphorus Bomb, and his rockets. It's just going to be absolutely huge. And then, you know, the Shock Blast coming out from Jayce is really going to help as well. Uh-oh. So, yes, and a great Shock Blast coming out. Is he going to the skies? No, he's not. He's actually just going to focus onto the Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath is going to flash out there. Is going to be able to get away. Yes, it looks like the Summoner heal with the Spell Shield is really going to help out. And that is not going to be enough. Vlad is taking a ton of damage, but Jayce is taking quite a bit himself. This could be really bad for the red team, but they're going to be able to disengage just in time. Morgana is not quite ballsy enough to go in there quite yet. She's a little bit behind, to say the least. She does have that needlessly large rod, but not quite. Oh my gosh. So Zani's Hourglass already coming out from Cassiopeia. But yeah, she doesn't have a death cap yet. And that, I'm assuming she's going to go for the Zani's Hourglass first, but she also did not purchase the Cage's Lucky Pick to help her get there quicker. It's going to be bad times, I think, for the blue team. Ezreal almost has another couple items on his Trinity Force, but it looks like he will end up going down. Yes, another auto attack coming out and a great cleanse coming out from the Corki. Corki's just not going to care right now. He's doing a ridiculous amount of damage. He already has his Trinity Force. And that is just absolutely ridiculous. Cassiopeia taking a lot of damage. The ultimate from Morgana coming out, doing a lot of damage. But she is going to immune that. Oh, and a great ultimate now coming out. She does pick up the kill and then gives the other kill to the Corki. And he's taking too much damage. And that is going to be a double kill going on to the Corki. And wow, what turned into a really great counter engage ended up being a really bad for that blue team. And wow, Cassiopeia and Jayce are both super low. Jayce ends up going down. And wow, the Ezreal takes out the Cassiopeia. Wonderful job by both Vlad and Ezreal picking up those kills. But in the meantime, while their inner towers are just starting to go down now, blue team is in a lot of trouble. The 3 outer towers are down, and red team has wards all over the blue team's jungle. And so this is going to provide them with a huge cover whenever they start to do Baron. Ezreal has this blue buff. He might be coming out. No, it doesn't look like he will. He's not quite that ballsy. Oh, and Ezreal taking that big golem with one last Q. Great job by him. And now Will the Ancients coming out from Vladimir. That's you actually don't see that item rushed very frequently anymore. Usually you see the Gunblade, and you just don't see that Will the Ancients until super late game. But I guess having 2 AP champions, it's really useful to get, especially when Morgana is behind. It's going to give her that little bit of extra AP. So that will help the team, of course, by quite a bit. And now a Quicksilver Sash coming out from Corki. He has a cleanse and a Quicksilver Sash, and that's going to be absolutely detrimental to the blue team. Because they have a couple stuns, especially with Morgana. Morgana has that Dark Binding, and if she decides to Dark Binding and then it gets cleansed and Corki just gets out of there, it's possible that... Oh, and the ultimate coming out from Skarner, not quite connecting. Actually doesn't use the cooldown. He flashes for it, and now Morgana is going to easily be able to... Or sorry, Cassiopeia is going to easily be able to pick up that kill. And the ultimate from Vlad doesn't really do any damage. And wow, Corki is taking a ton of damage chunked out from Ezreal. Holy cow. Ezreal's trying to stay in there as much as he can. He does have a little bit of life still. He's going to try to continue to farm. He's about 50 CS behind still. At least he's not getting further behind, though. That's really what matters. Corki just barely avoiding that. Oh, now the inner mid tower and the top inner tower from the blue team are both going to go down. And that is a huge amount of pressure now coming down onto the blue team. I don't know how long they're going to be able to withstand this push. It's going to be very difficult. And now Cho'Gath doing as much as he can, but it's really not going to be enough. He's just not quite fed enough. The ultimate coming out from Cassiopeia. Is it going to kill him? No, he lives with just above 100 health. Very close. Just one more poison would have taken that out. And now 2 members of the red team are now pushing the inhibitor tower from mid, and then 3 pushing the inhibitor tower from top. This is not looking good. They're in a really bad position. They're in a back foot completely. Cassiopeia doing what she can to push. Oh my gosh, Dark Binding just barely misses. And a great slow coming out from Cassiopeia. She really needed that. The miasma just helps so much when you're trying to retreat. It doesn't slow by a ton, but it's enough to where it's a really nice AoE slow and kind of provides a zone for it that they won't want to go in, or else they'll get even further behind. Cho'Gath picking up a fee stack again. He does have 3 now, and that's he's going to start to get a little bit tanky right around 3 or 4. He's going to get pretty tanky. And Corki, in the meantime, is just soloing this dragon, and that's going to be their 180, 17 health. Yes, that is going to be their 3rd dragon in a row coming out for the red team. It's super dangerous. Cho'Gath taking a nice little shock blast. Enjoying it rigorously, I would guess. But man, Jayce has 2,000 gold in the bank right now, and Cassiopeia has 1,700. I really suspect Cassiopeia needs to go back and possibly get another needlessly large rod there. Oh no, she already has one. So she's looking for that death cap. She's going to need 2,000 gold in order to pick that up. And that is going to be the monumental difference. It's going to make a huge swing in this game to make her even more powerful. Morgana's still not getting that the Zhonya's Hourglass. She's not quite there. She can almost pick it up. I think it's 800 gold. So yeah, she's really close to getting it, but she's just not quite there. And that's all going to be taken away from her. She really needs to get that before they start another fight, because that's gonna completely swing the tides of the battle with the Zhonya's Hourglass. I know Cassiopeia has one too, and that's also gonna help a ton. But wow, okay, Corki taking quite a bit of damage. Ezreal coming out, hitting the Corki in a great crescendo, hitting to him now. Skarner throws down his ultimate, takes Morgana into the turret range, flashes, and then ults and kills the Cassiopeia really easily. Great stun coming out from Annie. And now, wow, but to the skies follower, but Thundering Blow, Jayce is just absolutely ripping apart through people. And now he's following Ezreal. Vlad is definitely going to go down from 3 members. And yes, Jayce in the meantime does end up taking out that Ezreal. And that is going to be a 5-for-1 trade. Definitely in favor of the red team there. I think they're just going to push extremely hard at this point. Annie's up in 8 seconds, 7 seconds. It could be... Cho'Gath isn't that far behind, so luckily for them the respawn timers aren't that high, but they're really gonna just easily take this inhibitor, and that inhibitor is so vital, so very vital. So that's gonna cause just a concurrent pressure in all 3 lanes, primarily mid of course because the super minions, but it's gonna give all other minions that spawn extra health, and that extra health is really just gonna cause them to push naturally. And so that's the dangers of losing an inhibitor. Like once you lose one, all your lanes start pushing. And so it'll give you a little bit of a chance to farm, of course, because you get more farm or more gold from the actual super minions. But and of course the other minions will be pushing constantly. It's just very dangerous because then it kind of gives them a free Baron opportunity if you're just farming other lanes and your whole team is completely split apart. So what they have to do in this situation is they really have to get into a team fight where they can win, and then they have to push their lanes back and really just wait for that to respawn. I don't think there's anything else they can really do at this point. They are almost 20,000 gold behind, and that's why I say that it's so difficult to do with that amount of lack of items. Oh my gosh, so Skarner throws down his trails. He is going to ult the Vlad. Vlad's going to take quite a bit of damage. He does end up using that pool. Gets his ult off. The slow now coming out from Cassiopeia's Petrifying Gaze, and Annie's really trying to run away. She's going to take a ton of damage. Jayce picks up the double kill, and now that is going to be another kill on the Cassiopeia, but it looks like Morgana's going to get caught out, and that's a triple kill coming out from Jayce. Absolutely beautiful. And now, yes, they are really going to just go on to this Ezreal as much as possible. Ezreal's able to Arcane Shift out of the way, not going to be too big of a deal. But now, this is a huge push that they have. Now that they're super minions, they have somebody to tank the tower for quite a bit, or tank towers quite a bit. And wow, that Nexus tower went down incredibly fast. Oh my gosh, so another one went down super fast. And this is going to be a Nexus kill pretty easily. Oh, a great crescendo now coming out. Corki doing a ton of AoE damage. Cho'Gath doing as much as he can. He omnoms the Corki, but it doesn't quite take it out. And that is going to be a GG coming out for the red team. Great job by the red team, being able to really take control of that match and not even come close to losing their advantage. Skarner really showing what he could do in that game. He really pushed forward. He did 2 excellent ganks in bottom that really kind of forced him out, put Ezreal super far behind. In the meantime, Jayce at top was just absolutely destroying the Vlad in far of CS and really just winning all those exchanges. So not good with there. And then mid lane, Cassiopeia was doing a really excellent job farming, as you can tell, and really just shutting out the Morgana from experience. But yeah, that was just a phenomenal game. So congratulations to the red team, GG to the blue team. And again, if you guys like my videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button in the middle of your screen. Or if you want to see any next videos, you can click that button, or any previous videos, you can click that one as well. And again, if you guys have any suggestions or questions or anything, if you want to see a particular champion or player make sure to leave a comment, send me a message. I have a list going on, and that's also if you do, if you subscribe and request a champion or player, that enables you to be eligible for the giveaways. The reason I do that is just because it's a lot easier to give people the codes and know that they're actually going to use if they're, just currently active on my YouTube, I guess you could say. So if you guys are active on my YouTube channel, just make sure to shoot me a message. Tell me something. It doesn't really matter if you have constructive criticism, bad criticism. You can just tell me I suck or whatever. Just tell me what I can improve on. Tell me what you guys want to see, and I will work on it. But yeah, again, thanks guys, everything, and I will see you later.